of senators are trying to change the federal law to require the government to make records on UFOs public. But some whistleblowers, like David Grush and investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, say this bipartisan effort is under attack. Earlier tonight, I spoke with Ross about this, and here's what he told me. Well, Ross, you've heard a few Republican members of Congress, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, are trying to defeat this effort to make UAP documents available to the public. Can you explain what you've heard?
Okay, so this proposed Schumer amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act would impose two things in the main. The first is eminent domain, confiscation. It would essentially confiscate for the US taxpayers, for the US government, it would confiscate any UAP technology. Let's assume that what David Grush is saying is true and that there is a flying saucer hidden in a basement somewhere. It would allow that technology to be appropriated by the US government for the best interests of the US people. I would have thought that was an unarguably good idea. The second thing it would do is create a presidential records review board, modelled very much on the JFK records review board. And it would work on a presumption, like the JFK Records Review Board, of disclosure. It would presume that these records should be disclosed unless there's a very good reason for doing so. And there was going to be, if this legislation was passed, it was going to be created in early January next year, and there would be a report to the president recommending disclosure of just what it is that the US government knows about UAPs, any UAP technology, or any non-human biologics, beings, sentient beings recovered by the US. Preposterous as that may sound, it was the definitive opportunity for the US people to finally get the truth. And guess what? On the holiday weekend, 3 Republican key political leaders have colluded, presumably at the behest of the defense aerospace industry and the intelligence community, to try to stop this key piece of legislation from being passed as part of the National Defense Authorization Act. And if it does, I'm sorry, but it's going to set back the process of disclosure some considerable time.
Well, both Republicans and Democrats have lobbied for UAP transparency. So this doesn't appear to be a partisan issue. What motive do you believe these lawmakers have to not want UAP transparency?
Look, I wonder whether it's perhaps bad blood, because some of the people who've advocated for UAP transparency on the Republican side, people like Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett, Florida Senator Matt Gaetz, they've basically obviously stuck their necks out and toppled Speaker McCarthy in the recent rolling of the Speaker. I wonder if it's bad blood inside the Congress and whether this is a Republican get square. I can tell you there are good people on the Republican side, notably Senator Marco Rubio, who's really stuck his neck out in support of UAP transparency and said that there are things that we can't explain in our skies, in the orbit and underwater, that do require investigation. And quite laudably, he's led an effort as a bipartisan move with Democrat politicians to basically support transparency. But now we see quite an obvious and frankly quite appalling effort by some key Republican politicians to seemingly bow to the behest of the defense aerospace industry and to essentially try to cover up what David Grush and others are determined to reveal.
Ross Coulthart, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.